Winner.
Hi, welcome to the OK Terrific podcast. I'm your host, Black Jesus. What? That's how I identify. It's my truth. Fucking you dick. We have a quick show. Well, it's probably going to be a long show for Jerry and I, but
Yeah.
our man of the hour,
I'm gonna sign off.
Daryl Marie Baumgarten.
What? Wait a minute. Hold on. What you just call him?
He has to go. You're going to wine and dine tonight, eh?
I already dined.
Mm. So
We
you ate
got
around.
Joe's Deli. We got sandwiches.
Cool.
Ain't nothing wrong
She
with
had-
that.
She had I had a nice Cuban sandwich. I enjoy those.
What's a Cuban sandwich?
It's got like fucking meat on it and pickles and like hot
What kind
mustard
of meat?
and
like
it's
spicy?
shaved beef. I think it is.
Okay.
Then there's might be like a turkey or ham or something. I don't, dude. They're fucking delicious.
Yeah, I bet.
Man,
And
you stand there.
she had one of her girly drinks, and she hasn't been down here since she got
Like a
home.
cock?
Since we started.
Should have
No,
cocked.
no,
Oh, okay. That's what girls drink.
yeah. Well,
What?
so hopefully, in it's like 45 minutes or so, I'm gonna go upstairs and we're off to the casino.
No, okay. So, can I ask you a shoulder question with sex? Are you still a bottom? Are you power bottom?
It's not fun at all.
Is it in the recliner?
No.
It's in the bed.
Yeah, the one
And
night
you're
it was,
above.
yeah. No, she's afraid.
You're on top.
I kind of stood.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
Alright,
it
cool.
was a just try it some night for shits and giggles and just hold your arm right here for the whole and try to see what you can do.
Dude, you act like I put my shoulder out. Not surgery wise, but like I had
Yeah.
no trust in being on top. No.
Yeah, dude, I had to pick up at physical therapy 4-pound weight, and they moved my arm to the end of the table and they let
and
my
you feel
wrist.
like the biggest bitch on the planet.
They let my wrist hang over, and it was like like this way, and I had all I could do to fucking do any sort of curl with a 4-pound weight.
You go from 4 to probably 16 to like 30 quick. But you're a bitch, so you probably
But
go.
yeah, I mean, going
25.
this as I'm just throwing my
sitting
arm
here
up
thinking
here.
about it.
This
We
way
see
was fine. The
Go
other
on.
way was just hard, man.
I'm saying what you're
There's
saying.
nothing there.
Dr. Martin Luther Jr. wants to speak.
What?
What? Go ahead. Preach.
I wasn't
Preach, Daddy.
speak. I said, I'm over here thinking about what both of you guys saying.
I need a fucking organ. Fucking thing.
No,
No, go ahead. I wish I had an organ.
I wish you didn't have that.
Man,
I wish someone stole my organ.
Box that fucking. Yeah, me.
what is this? Talk show?
I wish you woke up in your bathtub and didn't have any organs.
It's been close. We've had a few times in.
Saying lean on me. Seen the schools hall.
Go ahead, preach.
Was that the fucking AIM message
Yeah.
tone?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
I saw a DJ drop that in the middle of a set. It was something
What?
about an Apple computer. I guess there's a noise it makes as it's powering
Yeah,
down.
the shutdown.
He fucking had it on his USB thing and he played it in the middle of his set and it got real quiet and it just shut down and
Yeah,
everybody's like, "What the fuck?" And then he
Boom, boom. Yeah.
hit the drop and the whole fucking place went nuts. I was like, "That was very well played."
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming.
So sorry. Go ahead. You were thinking. Go ahead.
No, I said I was thinking about what you guys were saying.
Yeah.
I was saying anything.
Oh, okay.
You asked me, what was I doing? I'm just, what the hell?
Okay.
Like, you
Well, sometimes
you got the show going in slow motion. You got the damn video running. Stop it, run it, stop it, stop it.
Yeah.
you know what? When you guys split off and start your own podcast without me,
No,
I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you because I love you guys, but
but
you guys are gonna be very successful.
what the hell? Get out your feelings.
Yeah.
I don't have any feelings. All my
Oh,
feelings have
Lord.
been stolen by the fucking devil, fucking women, and
Alcohol.
They are the devil.
and
Well, can be.
the American Justice Society. I don't know.
What?
What so you had a pastrami sandwich.
Mm,
No, I will tell you what, man. If you do like Cuban food, the place to go, which, dude, I think you would fucking love this place. Key fucking West, dude.
I've heard that is awesome down there.
Greatest time ever. Greatest time ever. So you're
Hang
going to
on.
bars. Go
Hang
ahead.
on.
Sorry.
A
Sorry.
Cuban sandwich
Your
has it's roasted pork,
Mhm.
ham, Swiss
You love
cheese,
their pigs.
pickles, and like a spicy mustard.
I'd fuck with that all day.
Dude,
I don't like to eat pork too much.
I don't either. So that's why I don't mind this at all. And I eat the next one I have will probably be in Michigan. They got a fucking phenomenal deli out there. And the thing's huge, but it's like $30.
The one bar I went to watch the Michigan Ohio State game, they said they're podcast friendly. So next time you go to Michigan, even if we don't have tickets to the game, sell your tickets to the game. Let's go to that bar. We'll set it up and we'll do a podcast during the game.
Yeah, I'm Krista is we actually have to sit down and talk now about what games we're going to and everything with Aubrey and all her sports and shit and whatnot. But I'm probably gonna go to a fuck ton of games this year.
I'm in. It's not that far away.
Yeah.
It's half the drive to go see you in Buffalo. And
I think it's almost the same drive for you as it is for me.
yeah,
Five-
and Michigan is a
5
great-
hours and 5.5 hours.
It's 6.5 for me, but but I'm used to driving fucking 12 to go hang
Yeah.
out with you. But dude, Michigan, Ann Arbor is. I look at everything, every place that I go to. I look at would I move there or would I not move there. I'd move to Ann Arbor in a goddamn fucking second.
So last year
But sorry,
we went to the Hawaii game. That's the game that got rained out when it didn't start till like fucking midnight.
when a football game gets rained out,
Dude, it was bad. The fucking rain and the light. It was basically the light.
the lightning, yeah.
So before that, we had to meet up with a guy coming from Grand Rapids. I bought a couple framed football jerseys from him.
Nice.
So instead of him shipping them, they getting broken, all this shit. And he actually he coaches college or high school football. He was playing in a game that was 20 minutes south of Ann Arbor. I'm like, we'll fucking meet you over there somewhere. We found a spot. And I completely forgot where the story was going. Oh, we were leaving the Ann Arbor area to go meet him, and we were driving through like the nice part of. I mean, Ann Arbor's beautiful, but like where all the nice condos and big ass houses and shit were.
Yeah, dude.
We were driving down some of these side roads. It's like the sun's getting ready to go down, and Aubrey out of the back seat goes, "I'd move here in a heartbeat."
Yeah.
I turn around, let's crash. I'm like, what? She goes, I would move here. She goes, I love coming here. She goes, but seeing all this, and we're in a part of Ann Arbor we really haven't explored yet.
Yeah, because
And
you go
she
to
was
the
like,
stadium
"This
and
is
park
great."
and you're there. Yeah.
We go to we go up in the campus and walk around and do all that
Dude,
shit. But
It was fucking.
she's like,
so
I'd go in a heartbeat. I'm like, fuck.
now
we gotta move.
I'm not like a Michigan head like you are. Obviously, I will never say. I will always acquiesce like Michigan fandom to you, no matter what. But when I was a kid, fucking Desmond Howard was fucking god. You know, Desmond Howard was like that's the one jersey in one guy. If I met him, I'd be pretty fucked up over meeting him because like he was one of the first guys I ever remember seeing that was just like, and I guess I never saw prime like Deion Sanders at Florida State that way, like that, like in college.
Oh, okay.
But like grandiose, give me the fucking Heisman, I fucking deserve it type shit. Yeah. I have never been more amped up over any athlete ever than Desmond Howard. And then right around that time, Mr. Chris fucking Webber shows up, who to me is hands down the greatest college basketball player of all fucking time. That motherfucker.
He's up there. I wouldn't say the greatest of all time, but he's up there.
He was a motherfucker, and
he was.
They didn't even use
a bad dude.
They had him at power forward. To me, he's a big three, and they should have ran like if you look at what Phil Jackson did with Kobe and Jordan. Can you imagine if they fed if the offense ran through Chris.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they had just had so many shooters. I mean,
Yeah.
there wasn't a guy in that team that couldn't score.
Yeah, Mike Bibby, Bobby Jackson, Doug Christie, Stojakovic, Paige, not Paige. Yeah, Paige.
You're talking about the Kings, Sacramento Kings. Yeah. Oh, there's no
They had a ball.
there's no reason why the Kings didn't win the fucking championship.
I
Well,
know.
yeah, them tapping the ball out to Robert Horry had a lot to do with it. He probably-
Well, you see, Phil Jackson recently talked about how he talked about a couple things. So Phil Jackson was in the news for saying that he doesn't watch the NBA anymore because they're starting to be too political, which I get.
I saw that, but the thing is, he really do not have a foot to stand on because he was a hippie and he was very political in
Sure.
his time of playing.
Yeah, he was.
Hang
Yeah.
on, hey, did you say he was a?
Vietnam War.
I had my headphones off. Did you say he was a hippie?
Yes.
He was.
Okay. Well, she was. I just wanted to make sure I heard Sheridan say that. I'm
He
like,
also
yeah,
said-
okay.
He also
Spot
said
on.
hand. He also said hand to stand on, which
Yeah.
we'll let slide.
Okay.
Well, I say hand because
I know.
when I say and I'm speaking in
Hood.
no, not hood
Okay.
terms. I say
Motherfucker, why are you like this?
in spirit. I say in spirit. I'm talking about in spiritual talk because most of the time you see Phil Jackson when he got to the Bulls, when he found his understanding,
No, he went Zen.
he was on.
Yeah, he went Zen.
Yeah, he was on this
Yeah.
sit down, legs
On his
crossed,
journey.
Yeah.
with his hands
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
So I would say handstand because most time he's meditating.
Mm-hmm.
Before then, I don't know the before that Phil Jackson. So that's why I speak now. But the stories I heard and the little clips I saw when he played for the Knicks, he was
Dennis Rodman before Dennis Rodman.
yeah. He was
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a good way to put
Yeah,
it.
yeah. He was a motherfucker. Like in some of the photos of him winning a championship with the Knicks, he's got he's missing a front tooth and shit.
Yeah,
Like he looks like a fucking hockey player.
yeah. Phil Jackson was a motherfucker. But,
Yeah.
and
he's 6'6".
is he? I thought
Yeah,
he was
he-
taller than that.
I think he's 6'6".
I think Phil Jackson's taller than 6'6".
I
Because
when
he's
you
taller
said
than Mike.
6'6", I thought that sounded about right.
Yeah, we gotta look this up. I think he's taller than 6'6".
6'8"?
Yeah, I'll give him 6'8".
No.
He's taller than I'll say he's taller than 6'6". He's taller than Mike.
He was
Mike, they got Mike listed 6'6". 6'8".
Yeah.
No,
Fuck you. Really? God damn,
Yeah.
he's 6'8".
like I know he's taller than Mike and Pip. And Pippen is a legit 6'7".
Pippen, hands down, like is my favorite basketball player of all time.
Yeah. Pippen?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
The Steel King, as we used to call him.
Yeah. I loved his game so much. And when I was coming up in high school basketball, we had this kid, and we all pray that our kid is like this kid. You hope that Brady is like this kid. I hope that Max is like this kid. I had a friend, Jake, that the sun was always shining on him. And it's not that he never had a bad day. It's not that he probably didn't go home and like question who, like all that shit you get in high school where you don't think that people like you, whatever it is, right? But man, everything this kid played, he was great at. He was smarter than everyone. He was more athletic than everyone. He was 5'10", played football like he's 6'4", he was 130 pounds, hit like he was 200 pounds. Like just he was the baddest motherfucker on the planet. So to me, when I was coming up and I had to like play basketball 10 hours a day to actually get good at basketball, this dude showed up and he was just good at basketball.
I've had a couple of friends like that are just, and they don't even, it's not that they know it, that, hey, I'm good at everything. They were at least decent at every sport.
Oblivious to how amazing this kid
Yeah.
is.
Like you said, they would show up and hey, I haven't played basketball much or whatever, and they got a pure form.
Yeah.
They got a sweet baseball swing. They can throw a football. They can catch a football. They somehow can, play hockey.
Faster than everyone.
And all of a sudden you're like, oh, fuck, throw tennis. Let's go fucking smack tennis balls at each other. And they're
Better.
actually really good at tennis. When all you
Better
want to
than-
do is just hit the ball back and forth and bullshit. They're actually good.
They're
It's
putting
like,
spin on it, top spin.
yeah, and they're like,
It's just-
how are you just good at everything?
Well, so and you look at people like I believe that certain times like you're kind of touched by I don't want to say God or whatever, like, but like you're
hand
touched
of
by God at certain things. Like, so Da Vinci could write with his left hand and right hand the same way. He could draw the same way. Like, so he was completely ambidextrous. He used so much more of his brain. And I met Jake when I was in 5th grade, and he was cooler than everyone. He was smarter than everyone. He's more athletic than everyone. And so the person that I could identify more with was Scottie Pippen, because I was taller than him, but there's no and I could guard him because I was longer, but there's no fucking way that I would ever beat him one-on-one, because that motherfucker wanted to kill you. He had the Jordan, he had the Kobe mentality, and I was just happy to fucking be there. So like for me growing up, like when I would watch Scottie Pippen was that big point guard. And when we played pickup, I'd play point guard, he'd play shooting guard. When we played organized basketball, because he was shorter, he was made to be the point guard and I was a shooting guard. And whenever we got down, we'd kind of switch a little bit. And magically this guy would have fucking 30 fucking points because he didn't miss. He was that motherfucker was a stone cold killer. I have dreams to this day. I'm 44 fucking years old. I have dreams to this day that him and I are playing basketball together. We would beat people at the courts. We'd go play basketball, like pick up basketball. We'd beat people, me and him against 5 people, full court. We'd beat people.
Was they in 5th grade?
No, they were
in wheelchairs. Were they in wheelchairs?
I swear to God. And Daryl, you see me play basketball. I'm not the greatest basketball player of all time. But like this motherfucker, he was so fucking different.
Uncle Drew, you got
Yeah.
Uncle Tony and Uncle Drew.
But dude, you meet these people growing up where you're just like, when that guy gets magically put on your team, you're like, okay, we're gonna win. We're just gonna win. We're going to win.
I mean, I don't think I was ever good at every sport, but I could play every sport. I mean,
I call myself a natural athlete. Like I could pick up anything.
I can pick up a baseball. I could throw it with accuracy pretty much into your glove 99 out of 100 times. You know, you're going to have that one wild one. I can hit a baseball. I can hit a softball.
Sure.
I can play golf. Not very well, but I can play golf, you know. Hockey, I can do that sort of shit too. It's like it seemed like a lot of that stuff. Like I used to play 2-man beach volleyball when back in the 90s.
You're really good at volleyball, and it's annoying.
And I was very good at that. And I was just telling a lady the other day at the doctor's office, I really wanted to get back into starting to play beach volleyball a little more this summer, but now I can't fucking do that. But I you know, and it's fun hearing that from my wife when I'm not at one of my daughter's basketball, softball, or volleyball games, because I'm not there. If she makes a mistake, she's always looking in the stands to me. For advice.
Kids. Yeah. Yep.
And it's like, because she knew I played basketball growing up.
Yep.
I played softball and baseball growing up, and I played volleyball growing up. And I told her, I says, doesn't matter what I tell you. I'm going to give you some tips and shit and help you out. I says, but no matter what, you got to listen to your coach. That's the end of the story. Whatever your coach says, don't say, but my dad. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Because I told you a bunch of things about basketball. We saw how your coach was. She didn't have a fucking clue. And that's why half her team is like, why don't you coach us? And I'm like, no.
That's my biggest problem with kids sports. And right now, my daughter's got a great soccer coach. But
Ortez?
The quality of no. He's some other guy. He's great. He's great. And you know, like when you see other guys interact with kids, even if they're not his kid, you're like, oh, I wish I could be like that guy.
Yeah.
Like that guy, I'm sure that guy, just like talking about Jake, just like talking about whoever, like any of your buddies growing up, you know, they have bad days.
Oh yeah.
This guy comes to practice no matter what, and he is just fully engaged, wants to, and there's this one kid, I'm telling you what, he's in, I think, 3rd, 4th grade. Like in the All-Stars, they're 3rd and 4th grade co-ed. This dude is probably 5. He might be even as tall as Tanya. So this kid's maybe 5'6". He's probably $130, right? Black kid. He kicks the ball like a motherfucker. So, dude, Like, so if you do like goalie kicks and stuff like that in soccer, he's hitting this ball in the air 30, 40 yards.
Yeah.
In the air. Not even a drop kick, like straight from the ground, motherfucker. And I'm like, so I go to his dad. I'm like, your kid has a rocket. You know how I know this? Because at practice a couple weeks ago, he just randomly tries to clear a ball, playing defense, and kicks a ball, hits the coach right in the face.
Damn.
And the coach who got hit in the fucking face goes down and stays there. Like, we think, I'm like, do I run out in the field and make sure he's okay? And the first thing the guy does, and I know he's got to be pissed off beyond fucking belief.
Is it like the hit the AD took from the Warriors?
No.
Yeah.
Fucking pussy motherfucker. No, this coach, first thing he does, because he knows the kid's going to feel bad, he starts laughing hysterically. But he doesn't get up because I know he got his bell rung like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
So we're at this the all-star game type thing, all-star tournament last weekend, and the same kid goes to clear a ball, smashes a ball, dude. Ricochets off of some other kid off the other team, comes back in the crowd, and this one dad who probably doesn't have an athletic bone in his body, you know, he's got the fucking Patagonia hat on and fucking like he's wearing all fucking jean and it's fucking 98 degrees out. He gets his fucking face exploded. Like, dude, it broke his fucking glasses and shit. And I'm like, I go to Tanya, I'm like, he did that in practice the other day too. This guy's eyes bleeding. Like, he's just like,
He's got a brain bleed.
Yeah, fucking watch out, because this guy's got lightning in his fucking leg. Some people just get this weird fucking thing, like with the punk god guy we talked about last episode. Some people just get touched by fucking God. Like, boom, you have a fucking.
You have this ability, and that's that, man.
Dude, no kidding.
Fucking He-Man.
This guy,
She-Ra.
this dude has a fucking rocket for a leg. But all it takes is a good coach. The problem with most coaches that sign up to be like kids coaches for our, and I got younger kids than you, obviously, like, well, I got older kids than you and younger kids than you, because you sling dick. You know, Olivia has had bad coaches. Max's last football coach, not a good coach. Like, so the only thing I try to teach when I look at like what my kids do is like situational awareness, because my dad never pulled me aside and taught situational shit. It was always about just, if you're a good athlete, and I was always kind of an okay athlete,
yeah,
you can get by. But if you just taught me how to think about the sport a little bit differently, positionally defense, like that kind of shit, use the sideline, use angles, that kind of shit, sooner or later it's going to click. But man, this coach is great. It's
like it was funny just watching Aubrey last time playing basketball. Like, I taught her a couple tricks and tips. If you know, if you're on you're playing offense and you got your back to your defender, and the fucking ball comes, I go, you use your elbows, use your body to feel where this person is.
Yeah.
And if they're one way, you can go the other. This, that, and everything. And one of the little tips that I told her, she pulled off in the fucking game, got off a really good look. I don't think she made the basket, but as she was running back up the floor, first person she looked at was me, and I fucking sat there and just clapped, and I just pointed. I said, "That's all it took." I didn't care you made the basket. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. That was it.
Yep. Yeah. So if I do this, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? If I do this,
exactly,
fucking perfect.
Yep.
So
and then we talk about it after the game. I'm like, you did that perfect, but I didn't make it. That doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck about that. Those shots are gonna fall eventually. I said, you're gonna miss a bunch. You're fucking in 7th grade playing basketball, 8th grade, whatever the fuck you were. I can't remember. But I'm like, you did it right. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Talking about kids like this kid Jake and like this guy. I do believe there's something to be said. Do you have an older brother or younger brother? Or do you
I have older brothers.
So, and you are probably better than your older brothers at shit.
No, the oldest, yes. It's kind of a little different. My oldest brother was a great football player. He was, due to my grandfather, he can play football. My second oldest brother was good at basketball.
Yeah.
Me, I ran track, played basketball. So, as far as basketball, my older brother, the second oldest, I wasn't good in basketball with him.
Mm-hmm.
We played together, but yeah. Yeah, he's the only one. The older one, he's pretty dominant footballer.
Like most people that are good in MMA had an older brother. Most people that are good in football had an older brother. This kid had an older brother. Like my oldest brother is fucking. My older brother was adopted. He was like fucking 13 when I was 6. You know, so it was like, you know, you can't. Are you texting me?
Me? No.
Okay.
I'm getting my bonus money.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Send me $50, Daryl.
Okay.
gotta make ends meet.
Yeah, put your cash app. Put your cash app in the chat.
No, but like this guy, like from jump had that fucking. As I had a boxing instructor, it was like, no, he would anyone new would start working out with this boxing person. Like, so boxing is a great way for like really heavy people to lose weight quick, right? And so they do this promotion where people come to the boxing gym, and it'd be like really overweight women sometimes too. And you know, he'd put them through the ringer, and if they came back, he'd do it again, and he'd do it harder. And he was trying to get you to quit, because if you stayed and didn't quit, you'd lose all the fucking weight. But if you quit, or if you quit during a drill, he'd be like, you don't have the dog. And I've never even heard what that is. Like, I like, this is the first time I ever heard in my life, like, what you got to have the dog in you. This motherfucker,
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, from the first time I met this kid in 5th fucking grade, he had the absolute fucking dog in him. And I was just happy to fucking play dodgeball or play. I'm just happy to be there, you know, and going all the way up until high school basketball, that motherfucker had the dog in him. And if I had half the fucking mentality of that kid, I probably would have been, I wouldn't say better than him because he was just gifted, but I never had the killer instinct. And then when you watch your kids play sports, and I don't know if you see this too, Daryl, when you watch your kids play sports, if they don't have the, like, at what point do you need to go, I want my kid to be able to step on the throat of somebody, because I want, like, if we're up by 80, let's get up by 100, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I think they're coaching kids out of that too, which sucks.
They are, because of feelings.
Yeah.
Everybody get a participation trophy.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
But listen, I have a best friend. When we played basketball as kids, he always did the same fucking crossover on me. I can never stop it. I can never win. We talked about this about 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably a little longer than that. But we went and hoop. I was in Chicago, and the night before we were sitting there, we getting drunk. I mean, we getting drunk as shit. Next morning at 10 o'clock, we go on the hoop. I'm hooping so hard, I just get to fucking throwing up. We didn't get drunk shit till like 2 o'clock that morning.
Well, that's shit too. Like those guys know how to pace themselves too. Like,
no, he don't drink anymore. I set myself up, but I let him know, even though I was throwing up, I came back and had to let him know that your crossover, that shit do not work anymore. I was
take that shit and walk out here with that.
Listen, I was on, when I got on fire, it was over with. You know, when you talk, you play
NBA Jam type shit.
Oh no. Listen, this net didn't burn up. It was crispy. It didn't catch on fire. But you know, it's like you say, some people got it naturally, some people don't. But if you work for it, I think, to me, this is just me. Whatever you do, if you work for it, I think that the reactionary reward is great.
Yeah, I get that too. Yeah. I think a lot comes from, I think there's a lot of pride in being bad at something and working hard to be good at something.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's something that some of those kids
started
that
at the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah. Some of those kids that had that weird touch where, no, I don't care what, like beer pong. The kid's probably fucking an ace at beer pong, whatever it is. Sometimes you have to suck at something and work so fucking hard to be mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That I take those people in business. I'll take a hard worker over someone that comes really, really good.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10. Now, there's some shit in business that you just can't fucking like design, right? So if I'm looking for a designer, I remember this one time we had this girl that was interested in working with us, and I said, "Hey, I'll pay you to design something, so you're not wasting your time. You know, I'll pay you for your time." So we threw her a few $100. She designed something. It came back to me, and I opened it up. And I was in my kitchen and I started crying because it was so good.
Damn.
And I'm like, because my whole thing is when I was a kid playing basketball and stuff like that, I was just happy to be there, happy to do well. I would look at stats too much. If we won, if we lost, but if I played good, I was whatever. But in business, it was win or die because we were like, if we didn't win, we didn't get paid. If we don't get paid, I can't keep the lights on. And it was live or die. So I became a fucking dog like that in that environment. I wish I had that when I was in fucking high school, basketball, football, whatever, because I didn't have it because it wasn't live or die.
It's a different chemical run through your brain.
Yeah, let's do this. I got you, buddy. I take care of you.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a different tenacity that you grow when it comes to like life situations.
Yeah.
And something that you enjoy for pleasure. Like when you need to survive, eat, whatever. The mindset that you intake, that you embark on, is nothing like a sport.
Yeah.
Because for one, it's either do or die.
Yep.
In sports, we second guess the do or die part of the intensity or the emergency part of playing or sport. Because a lot of people really gotta have the love for it to get that killer instinct.
That's that part too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you got to really.
But some people, they don't care what it is. They love winning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their love. It's not about the love of the sport, the game, or whatever. I don't care what you're playing. If you're playing fucking Pictionary against this guy, he wanted to fucking throttle you.
But see, we didn't get no just because you partook in the sport.
Yeah, no participation trophies back then.
Yeah,
no, we didn't get that. No.
Like, so we had a pool table in my basement growing up when I was a teenager. My big thing, my dad drove a truck. He wasn't around. I came home, got my homework done. It was a nice day. My friends would come down. We were playing. My house was like the arena for all the sports.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was raining shit, nobody could come over. I went downstairs and I shot pool. And then my dad would come home. I'm like, hey, after dinner, you got time? He's like, yeah. He goes, we'll go downstairs and shoot a couple games. All right. I go down there, and this motherfucker cleaned my clock.
Yeah.
Just when I thought I had him, he beat the brakes off me. And then just to rub it in, he'd play left-handed and beat me. Then he would play with the fucking stick behind his back and beat me.
Yeah.
And it's the fuel, the fire inside of me so much. And then the day I finally beat him, I wanted to break that stick over my legs and frame it. I was so fucking pumped when I finally got to that point. And I'm like that with everything.
Yeah.
Like with my kids. Hey, when you're 3-4 years old and we're playing a game, whatever, the fucking let you win a little bit here and there. Now Brady's 6 and we're playing basketball. He puts up a weak shot. I fucking throw that fucking ball into 4 streets over. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
Yeah, you should.
Same thing with Aubrey. I was fucking backing her down at the park one day and I fucking put her in her ass. I made a bucket and then I picked her up.
Yeah.
When me and Krista started dating, we would play fucking darts. We'd go out and play darts. I'd throttle the fuck out of her. I didn't care if I barely knew this girl and might not get laid tonight. I wanted to win. I want to win every fucking time. I don't care. Now she's been beating me and she won't let me fucking forget it.
Well, that shit counts too. I do think that, especially for kids. So you got kids. We all have kids, right?
Yeah.
So to me, we pay our kids money if they get A's at the end of the year.
Wow.
Mike
to be that rich.
It's okay.
You probably give them like $50 for a fucking tooth.
Damn.
No. My kids want to. Well, I remember like when I found out you got money for like losing teeth, I would remember old school Chloraseptic that would just numb everything. Dude, I started pulling my own teeth out to go get candy.
I paid my friends to hit me in the fucking face with a hammer.
Yeah. So, no, but like, I really do think that the world is getting built right now by average people that expect their kids to be average. I
Average
want
is
my
okay.
motherfuckers like I was
Savages.
I that's the perfect word. I tell Tanya, nope, we are raising fucking savages. I want you like
I want to
and
win every time. Don't
what
care.
sucks is that and I try to like compartmentalize the whole thing, right? So like if my kid isn't a savage with soccer tomorrow, because we got to be in fucking Cape tomorrow by 9 or whatever. So we're gonna leave at 7 in the morning. If she doesn't have the dog in her to go after the ball and get scared or whatever, like I'll be frustrated in here, but
Yeah.
I'm not frustrated externally, because it's important to not fucking squash them. You don't want to like fucking kill them on that shit. But when I pull her aside after the game, I'm like, hey, your job, she plays defense. Your job is to separate the person from the ball. That's your job. But she's never had a fucking job. Like I had to go get like, I have this shitty fucking barroom tattoo that I put on my body when I was fucking 15 or 13. And the whole idea was like, it's Pip from fucking Great Expectations. But like, I was at the lake last weekend and people are like, well, what's Pip about? I'm like, cause I got tattoos everywhere and shit. And I'm like, well, when I was a kid, we had no money. And I swore to God that I was not going to be a guy that never had any money. And it's not that my dad did bad or my mom did bad or whatever. We just didn't have money. But fuck that. Like, and so that going into the professional years, especially when you work for other people, you get taken advantage of and you fucking get worked like a crazy person and you don't get any fucking reward. Fuck that. Yeah. If my kid goes to me tomorrow and says, I don't want to go to college, I'll start putting money into a fund. So the second that she wants to start her own business or he wants to start his own business, I want a business plan. I want this because that shit is live or die. Because I used to get clothes out of the lost and found at my high school at the end of the year. That's where I went school shopping. Look,
Brady asked the other day, just out of the blue, about we were talking about something going to college, blah 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 blah. Oh, he was asking what happens when you get a certain grade in school. And we're like, well, then you go to college if you want to. Well, he goes, what if I don't want to? I said, then you find a job that you want and you start working. I said, that's what I did.
Yeah.
And I said, mommy went to college. And that's okay. You can do either or. I said, there's trade schools. There's 100 things. I said, but you're gonna be on your way by the time you get old enough to talk about this. Like,
yeah, and there are people in high school, like, and I'm not talking bad about anyone I went to high school with. I graduated with 48 people. I was in the middle of the road, barely. And my guidance counselor was like, "You should go to the service." The ASVAB test I took, be an actor, like.
Mine told me I was going to be a fucking 5-star general. Really? I had everybody after me after I took that test.
I bet. So like I like coming out of college, coming out of high school, I had no hope. Like zero.
All right.
But the only thing that I had was like, fuck that. I'm not going to be broke. Zero. Yeah. There's zero chance I'm going to be fucking broke.
Yeah. I want my kids to be set up where they can, like I said, I don't want to be one of those people. I hear these stories all the time. It's like, wealthy parent and their kids are like, I'm rich. They're like, no, you're not. I'm rich.
That's what I love about Shaq. Shaq is like, no. I'm rich. No. You don't get shit.
The best part about Shaq is when he was looking to name his boat and his fucking kid said, what the fuck did he name it? He said, name your boat this. And then he's like, why? He's like, because you can't sink it. It was something like maybe name it free throw. One of his kids burned him so fucking bad. Yeah. But I mean, it's the same thing with him. He's like, yeah, you're not rich. I'm rich.
No. And I think you need, I call them white whales in like business and white whales in life, so like there's these things that I will go to the end of my fucking life to get to this point. And if it's not having to get government money, if it's whatever it is, being able to, like, to me, the definition of rich is being able to go to any restaurant in the world that you want and not having to look at the price on the menu. That to me that's wealthy to me.
Well, I'm starting to get that way now. Like when we go out to these nice dinners at these steakhouses, it's like I don't give a fuck what it costs. I know I can
and you
afford
deserve
it.
it because you work fucking hard.
I mean, I'm not going to do it every fucking week,
Doesn't burn.
but I'm going to do it. We do it twice a year.
Yeah.
February and then around our anniversary. And it's great, but I don't look at the menu. We walk out of there. I asked Krista, how much was it? She was with tip, I don't know, $500. I'm like, exactly. I don't know, $500.
Good.
Then we go to the casino and drop another $500. I'm not rich, but it's nice to be able to do that shit every once in a while.
And you should be able to.
And it's at 50. I never thought I'd be able to do this. Like tonight,
but
I'm
how
go
hard
in there,
did
I'm
you?
gonna get my bank envelope and zip and a whole bunch of hundos, and I'm gonna laugh as they just fucking float away tonight at the casino.
And we're in a different world too, because like I remember
Not
like
float away.
they float away.
Hell.
Dude, last time Daryl and I and Krista were in a fucking casino,
This is
I
what's
was-
gonna happen to him tonight.
Dude. I was up. I was way up.
Damn.
And then
Keyword was.
and then Chris is like,
Chris, you speaking in third person now?
no, Krista.
Oh,
Yeah, that's my wife, Krista.
yeah. You said right. You said Chris. I said, oh, wait
So
a minute.
Krista was like, we can make more on that. I'm like, okay, cool. So I cash out. I give her $400. I went there. I took
Oh shit.
I took 100 out, got it to 400, gave her 400, and she lit that shit on fire in
Damn.
like 8 minutes. And she's like, we're close. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go to the ATM, get another 400 out, give it to her, and it couldn't have gone away faster.
Damn.
God, dude, it was a bad night.
But to me, I'd rather do that because I work really fucking hard.
Yeah.
You work really fucking hard for your money. You work hard for your money. But back in the day, I do remember times when, my dad was doing jobs way overqualified for shit. And he was making maybe $16 an hour. And maybe $16 an hour in 1990 fucking 4 or whatever was a good amount of
It was.
cash.
It was.
Yeah. But like you see these people like the making ends meet guys
Yeah.
where they're still working like fucking 60 hours a week and they're still barely making ends meet.
Yeah, I don't want
That
to work
sucks, man.
overtime anymore.
And it's always because you work for somebody else. So I always try to tell my kids, hey, and I have a board in there with all my customers and all the money, and I walk them through it. So this person wants to do this. This person wants to get from this to that. I have to do that. I was setting up shit for the show, like doing like show prep. And one of my customers texted me, he's like, our phone number is like nothing's working. Well, you got to go back to work, man. Like I had other shit to do.
Yeah.
You got to go back to work. The work ethic that I have now in business, I wish I had when I was my daughter's age. I wish I had for sure when I was my son's age.
Yeah.
But also, as a dad, you don't want them to want for anything, because when you don't have anything, you want them to fucking get it.
Yep.
You want to go to Disney. You want to fucking,
It's just this is just crazy.
So like,
All right.
But it's the truth.
you got to go.
Yeah, I gotta roll. I gotta
Go
go.
do your thing.
change
We'll
my
continue
clothes and
this.
get all that shit. You guys have a good night, Jerry, and good seeing you again. Finally, on next week's Memorial Day, might be
Friday.
tough for me.
Friday.
I'll probably be camping. Depends on the weather. If it fucking pisses Friday night, we're not gonna go out there. We'll go Saturday. So
All right. Let me know.
I'll keep you in the loop.
We'll figure it out.
All right,
love it.
gentlemen, have a great night.
All right. You too. Later. Get the fuck out.
And goodbye. Fuck
Go on
you.
game.
Damn.
Fuck you.
Rude as hell.
Yeah, so that's the hard part. Like, I always think of. I remember when I was a kid, there was a guy, our next door neighbor. He had. They're always well off. Like I went over there for Christmas, and like you see all the presents they get, and you're like, holy shit! And like we live like one house down from these people. And you're like,
Did
God
they have
damn,
presents?
yeah. Like
Was it a big house?
we live right next to them.
You know what I'm saying? But was it a big house?
Big house, beautiful, yeah. But the mom came from money.
Oh.
So and the dad didn't. So he married into money.
Mm.
But that guy instead of just sitting back and going, they got it. He started a logistics company.
Mhm.
And so every set, like 3 or 4 Saturdays a month, we would get to go. He'd get me, his kid, and we'd go up to his job. And I was like, this is it. Like this guy. And I didn't think of it as working on a Saturday, because if you work for somebody else and they call you in on a Saturday, you're like, this motherfucker has me coming in on a fucking Saturday. Sucks, right? But he had a whole setup where he went and did his job. Me and his son would just fucking go play and just run around this big ass building and have a good time. And I was always like, I want to own my own business. I want to work for myself. And then you fall into the corporate America shit where you're never working for yourself.
Yeah.
You're lucky to have a job. You're lucky to be here. That's what all these fucking people say. Fuck that. I want to train my kids to I don't care if tomorrow I have to start a fucking hot dog cart somewhere. Whatever. I'll do it.
Not a hot dog.
And I'll be fucking really I'm not going to die. I always call it so if we're on a boat, did you get another nap?
No, you see, I'm checking. I saw that
I
damn bubble.
know. So
They out here.
let's say let's say you and I and Daryl, if he wants to hang out, we're on this this boat and it sinks. And we all wind up on this like deserted island, right? With a bunch of other people.
You ain't gonna leave me in the water?
No, I can swim.
You can?
Yeah.
I didn't think you could. I'm so glad because I should have fucking. I can cat paddle.
No, I'll dog paddle.
No, cat paddle.
No, I'll swim your.
I'm too so heavy. It ain't gonna be like it's gonna be. I'm trying to.
No, I'll swim your ass back to land. No, but Jason London. Hey, Jason, you want to come on? I'll send you the link. So I always think and this is a metaphor, but like if we're on a boat, there's 100 people, right? Everyone lives, everyone gets back to the island, and there's no hope, right? Take 100 people. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, you should be on sometime. I miss you. I love you. I think 90 of the people out of the 100 are going to be totally fine with saying, we crashed. We're on a desert island. This is where I'm going to die.
Damn.
Yeah. So you have 10 people, right? 10 people so out of the 10 people, maybe 5 people are going to go and try to go, let's build shelter. Okay. So, and that's fine. I'm in that boat too. But maybe 3 people are going to go, I'm going to get off this fucking island. Like that's what I think life is. Like, this is what happened. I'm going to go do this. Like whatever downturn you have, you fucking nut up, you assess the situation, and you make a plan to get off the fucking island. Like, I'm not going to fucking die here. When 90% of the fucking people out there that you were with in the same position you were at, they're totally fine with dying. Fuck that. Nope, not here. And if I fail and if I die, sure. But motherfucker, I'm one of the guys where if you bury me alive, there's going to be fucking fingernail scratches on the fucking box. Yeah, I'm getting out. I'm doing my best. That's just the way I am. And that's the way I always feel about things.
You need to have a new way of adapting.
Nope. And I don't think I'm better than anybody. I think it's about effort.
Yeah.
I'll put in more effort than the next person, no matter what. That's just the way I'm built. And if we talk about the people we talked about before, like those guys that like maybe math works better for them in the beginning, or maybe they're just a better student, or maybe they're just a better athlete. Some of those people that we've been around our whole lives, that things have just come a little bit easier to them.
Yeah.
They don't know the value of hard work.
No.
Because it comes easy.
Kids these days just show the hell don't.
And it sucks.
Like we talk about sports. Like failing was the number one grasp reward, because once I fail or make a mistake, I know I can always go back and look at it and say, okay, this is what I did.
Yeah.
And you can fix it.
Yep.
Now people is scared. I don't want to fail. I don't want to be hurt. Now, listen, it takes a breakup to know that, okay, well, I don't want this type of woman to say or do this to me.
Right.
It takes failure to become great.
I do love the fact too that if let's say that my kids lose a game, let's say my daughter loses the game tomorrow, the first thing I'll say is like, well, what do we do when we lose? And both of my kids will say, we learn from it. So let's figure it out. If you can break things down to that level, if you lose in a relationship, if you lose in, a bad business dealing or whatever it is, if you lose a client, where did we fucking lose on that?
Yeah.
Because next time you won't lose that way. Now, a lot of parents are like, well, you tried hard. Fuck that. Trying hard doesn't get you shit.
No.
Learning from how you lose, learning how the winners won,
Yeah.
that's how you get better. And I never had that when I was a kid. It's a weird thing.
I had many things, but one I didn't have was, and it comes with, being broke don't mean you poor.
No.
But
there is a poor person's fucking mentality though.
Yes,
that
it is.
Will fuck
but
you
it
up.
Comes with the dynamic.
Yeah.
Now, with the demographic. Now, demographically, yes, you can see a certain place. If you flying, it don't matter where you coming from.
Sure.
You can see where, okay, this is not a high paying or high valued area.
Sure. Yeah.
And you can like go to St. Louis. Like we going towards the
If we're-
airport. You
Dude,
see all the
we take a street sometimes to get to this one brewery we go to,
Mhm.
and it's like Martin Luther King Boulevard. I'm like, God damn it. Here we
Yeah,
go.
usually,
What-
but it come with money. And that's not the people fault of the community. Just like Carbondale.
No.
Carbondale, we have areas now where you ride past, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right.
And we never had that.
Yeah.
Marion, and I give kudos to Marion.
Me
Even
too.
though it's a little crazy. Marion don't have a lot of spots like that.
No.
You ride to Marion, if it look a little defilade or anything, it's because either reconstruction, they fixing something.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Something along those
Yep.
lines.
Yep.
Not because nobody want to put money into it to make it look better.
Mhm.
But here in Chicago, I went to my old hood. I used to live on off Ashland. And most of the buildings, I was deployed early 2000s. So I rode through that. And I was looking, and most of the buildings that, even the place I lived, was boarded up.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the buildings on either side down street were boarded up. So
You know what I look at all the time, and what I think about all the time is, let's say you're trying to learn a sport. So my son's into baseball right now, and he's
okay.
So what we're trying to do is get the swing down and the way that you move your hips to power the swing,
Mhm.
right? And I keep saying it's muscle memory.
Mhm.
Okay. So, and I found myself saying that over and over. So I bought him a $5 or $14 tee, and I bought him a $8 bucket of balls, right?
Mhm.
To just be able to sit in the yard and hit it. If you're left to your own devices, your job is to make your arm swing the bat to hit the ball,
Yeah.
right? I think muscle memory is the same fucking way in the bad parts of St. Louis and the bad parts of Carbondale and the bad parts of Chicago
Mhm.
and where I grew up. Muscle memory to me was not liking rich people because fuck them, they're rich. Not thinking for a second, like, fuck my friend who lived next door. The mentality of my house, well, fuck them, they're rich.
Damn.
Not seeing this guy on his day off go to fucking work to do that. That's a muscle memory thing. Like
Damn.
if you preach that shit, like your job is to get better and I hate fucking how if you hear Tom Brady talk even, right? So like a couple years ago, Tom Brady. Well, I'm just getting better every day. You are statistically and Super Bowl champion wise, the greatest quarterback to ever play the game of all fucking time. And that guy's mental muscle memory is I'm going to get better today So tomorrow I don't do what I did yesterday.
Mm.
And that's not preached in, and I grew up like, we didn't have a car, like poor, like getting eggs from chickens that we had, like that kind of shit. I never knew that at the time we had this like weird sentiment against rich people because, well, fuck them. They have all this money and her dad's got this good job and all this kind of shit. Muscle memory is like, nope. If we ourselves get better every day, like you got to dig yourself out of the fucking hole.
But shit,
No one's going to come and give it to you.
That's hard. That's a little hard. That's a little difficult.
Sure.
That's a little difficult.
Well, you don't see anything good ever.
Yeah. But you got to look at circumstances. Everything has changed. Everything has become tainted or diluted. Like you can't win or lose anymore. And kids don't understand the value of I fucked up or
Yeah.
I made a mistake. I need to lose because that builds character. If Michael Jordan never go through what he went through in high school, he would have never came back junior year.
That set that tone for him, though.
Yeah.
It did.
I got cut.
Mm-hmm. I think in the second Utah Jazz series, if you don't think for a second that he didn't think about that shit that happened to him when he was in 10th grade,
yeah, I got to be great. I have no other choice.
And I do love the fact that you see these guys now, fucking what's his face getting carried out in a fucking
AD
wheelchair.
That was crazy. I know he did. And I'm not saying, and you can contest this.
Sure,
he got hit, but at the same time,
mm-hmm.
Like how did he get hit? Now, because there's certain parts of your head you can get hit, and you be woozy as shit.
Oh yeah,
at the right it's timing. It's all about.
I've
timing.
hit a kid so hard that I lost the ability to see color.
Yeah, that's
so I. For about 5 minutes, I saw him black and white.
Damn.
I went to this acupuncturist one time, and they had this form, like entry form, you fill out. And I was going to acupuncture. I had vertigo, so I was like dizzy all the time, like looking up, looking down. And still to this day, like if we play basketball, I try not to go under the basket because I have to look up at a certain point and I get dizzy.
Oh shit!
So I try to like stay out. And I'll play basketball against you. I'll fucking destroy you. But like, I hit this kid so fucking hard that I couldn't see color. And
that's just crazy.
So this acupuncturist I go to, they're like, so describe all your head injuries. And they only had like 5 slots, like 5 like little things where you write like concussion, 5th grade, whatever. I had to go to like 2 other pages.
Damn.
I've had so many concussions, which explains my irrational behavior. I'm a piece of shit, whatever.
Damn.
However, I do think that there's a lot to be said for that shit. I think I was always willing to stick my face into it, especially when I got to college. So when I went to college, I went to college to go play basketball. I didn't want to go to college at all. My coach in high school basketball was like, hey, there's this one college. They're actually like the college is shutting down at the end of August, which shows you the college I went to. But but he's like, hey, I know this guy. It's D3 at the time. They went from club to D3. We can get you to play basketball there if you want to go. So that's the only place I put in to go to college because I wanted to play college and I wanted to play basketball. I wanted to keep playing basketball. My goal was to play basketball in Europe. I was definitely not good enough to play basketball in Europe.
Yeah, you could have evolutionized the game.
Maybe, but like for him to even suggest it was a godsend to me, and he didn't have to, So I go there, and I'd played basketball against black dudes before, but my entire team was white kids in high school. So I'm a big 2-guard in white land.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a small point guard in fucking in the inner city, right? So like, I think I got guys checked. They're going. He's the first day. He's going back door, and I'm like, there's no. I'm being lazy. I got my hand on him. I'm walking him past, so there's no way that he's a threat. Some dude threw an alley-oop to this guy, and he jumped over me, grabbed the ball with 2 hands, dunked, and just fucking mushroom stamped me in the face with his dick. And I'm like, God damn it, I'm in the wrong fucking spot. So, but I had to learn because I was only there to play basketball. I was only there to play basketball. That's it. So, I do really believe that, if you don't have that, and had I been the kid I was in early days of basketball, I would have been like, well, that's it for me. I'll never get better. Nope. I went right back to the next day. And I played basketball full stop, like all fucking day against these guys, McDonald All-Americans, like all fucking day. If we had shooting drills, I'm beating them in 3-point contests. I'm just doing whatever I can. I became obsessed with it. I do love those things that you can play, like Daryl was talking about with pool or even basketball. Mm-hmm. I can shoot. If I shoot 1,000 shots a day, I'm going to be better than you if you only shoot 2. Even if you walking into it would have killed me, but I'm going to do 1,000. Damn. That's just the way I am. And that changed everything to me. It really did. And so I got in a car accident, had to go play lacrosse. So I stopped playing college basketball. I'd never played lacrosse ever in my life. Picked up college lacrosse.
Damn.
And I was a fucking lot. So I said this to my daughter the other day. So she's playing soccer. And when she runs up to the ball on defense, she turtles up a little bit, gets scared. And so after the game, I pull her aside and I said, if you were on my college lacrosse team, I would go to my coach and I would say that you're a liability. A liability to me is somebody that's not willing to stick their face into it and fucking clear the ball, get the person away from the fucking ball. That's your job. That's your only job. And I'm talking to my daughter who's fucking, I don't know, 9, about what a liability is, So I just really wonder if sometimes too, as a passionate dad, you can I think I overcoach myself a little bit. I think I overdo it. How
the hell you overcoach yourself?
Well, I think I overdo it. I think should you be, who's better off? The parent who, and you see, I don't know if you go watch your kids play sports, but like
they used to, I watched them.
Yeah. There are kids like this, like parents like this.
Here you go.
Or there's me who's like watching everything. I'm like
micromanaging.
Oh, dude, I'm like, if the ball's on that side, you got to sink. I'm like, sink in, watch this. I'm doing that. And then all the other parents are like this. They're just on their fucking phones.
Yeah, my auntie was like that. She was really bad. My aunt Robin, and Charlene was probably right behind her. But I was, me, when my son, especially my oldest son, he played baseball. When he got to going, and I was trying to get him, he just wanted to play in front of dad. And I was, I understood that, but understanding this costs money. And most of my family was natural players of football, basketball.
Sure.
I had kin folks to play for, professional. Yeah. And I just want him to I don't care what you do, but I just want you to put your best foot forward.
Sure.
Just play. Win or lose. Go out there, give it your all. Whether you Barry Bonds or maybe you Terry Crews. Because Terry Crews don't play. I ain't never known to play no sports. But anyway, do what you do.
Yeah.
Just give me maximum effort.
That's it.
When we was kids, that's all I knew. I was little and had to.
Well, you're still little.
Shut the hell up.
I had a midget coming on, and I was going to be like, and we finally have someone shorter.
I'm way taller than him.
Yeah, I know. You are.
I'm not that far from your height, Chris.
No,
you 6'1"?
Yeah, 6'2". Yeah.
You ain't no damn 6'2".
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I swear to God, I am.
Chris, you ain't no damn 6'2".
I'm 6'2".
You put a 2 on there just to make yourself happy, but you ain't no damn 6'2".
6'8". 6'2".
Yeah, that picture got your mind going.
I'm talking about my girlfriend.
That's all right. Still get your mind going because you ain't no damn 6'8".
No, I do. I call it in the business world, I would call it gas. Give a shit.
Mm.
So when people don't have gas, nope, they're a liability. You got to give a shit.
When that's in your height or in the sport?
In business and sports.
Oh, okay.
In fucking
Okay.
coaching and fucking like you sign your kid up. Let's say tomorrow. So fuck that last week. So we had to drive to Perryville last weekend. We come back out. We go out and see a couple friends play some music and stuff like that. We get back at fucking 12:30 in the morning, and we got to get up at 5 to get out to Perryville again for a 8 o'clock game. You know, because she got to get there a little bit early and the whole thing, right? So, to me, I got gas. I give a shit. I went out and did my thing, and I get up, and these kids are like, I don't want to. They're fucking complaining because they're fucking kids, you know.
Yeah,
But no,
they do nowadays.
But I go to my daughter. I'm like, but you said this is the most powerful statement in the fucking world in sales, in business, and everything. You said that you wanted 2 best words ever. You said that you wanted to be on this team.
Yeah,
So you're on the team.
yeah.
So I want you to realize that last night I got in at fucking 1 a.m. I'm up at 5 a.m. I drive while all you assholes sleep.
Damn.
And if for a fucking second you think that I'm gonna be okay, if there's a ball over there and you're fucking walking up to it, that's not okay.
Yeah.
You got to give a shit. You got to have some gas. I swear to God, I'm gonna write a whole book called "All You Need Is Gas." Give a shit. You can get so far in fucking life if you just give a shit.
Yeah. So
Just
that's
give a
the same
shit.
World War II because you say gas.
No, I'm not talking about fucking chemical warfare.
Listen, they gonna be in trouble. Motherfucker gonna hit the motherfucker ground. Blue, blue.
No,
Gas. You
No.
said gas.
no.
Blue, blue.
I just think that you can get so far. You can get so because I work with people. A lot of my clients that I have, they have like investment groups, and they have people that are in charge of the, sub companies and all that shit. And all those people are employees, so they're not in live or die world. Because if this whole thing goes belly up, they can just go and get another job somewhere else.
Yeah.
This is like I have to give a shit so fucking much to make it work. And in lacrosse, same thing. I have to give a shit. If I got to college basketball and got dunked on the first fucking day I was there, 6'1 3/4 probably, 6'1 3/4. I'm guarding someone 6'4", and he dunks on me. A lesser person would have been like, "Fuck it, I'm done. I'm not gonna do it." You got to give a shit.
You do, but that's hard. There's people don't give a fuck about nothing other outside of themselves.
Right.
Sports, money, jobs, and you see how the job thing going now. People ain't even, most of the 25-year-olds, because that's what's going to pay us our
Sure.
retirement, fund.
And they won't.
Yeah, because it goes by 2 generations back. Who pays the
And
retirement and SSI?
and the state we live in is functionally bankrupt by billions of fucking dollars.
I'm not gonna say we're bankrupt. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. It's been going on since
I blame the white man.
I was a kid. Oh shit!
I do.
Here you go. I'm gonna let you do it because I can't do it.
I do.
They put me in jail.
No, I'm 9%. So
Never said what?
black.
Boy, you're gonna go to jail.
What?
Now, this is my question to you.
What?
And then I hope everybody tomorrow send you questions.
Mhm.
Are you willing to go to jail because you're black? Are you willing to go through the hatred because you're black?
No,
or
I don't.
or the questioning because you have a nice Jeep. And you do got, I love your Jeep.
I know.
You pull up because where I got put over by the Bank of Carbondale, And the state
Yeah.
boys asked me, how the fuck did I get the same bike the same year it came out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know? I was like, what the?
No. That
Just say it.
no. And no.
Everybody want the antics and the showboat. Not just saying you. I'm just you know me.
No, I love
It
you.
was just I just took my opportunity to say this.
No.
Everybody want the cultural backlash from it, the dancing, the twerking, the footworking. But do you really want what the outside world is putting on us for being culturally different?
No,
Being
zero.
ethnic. Damn, I can't think of the word I was trying to.
Well, Snoop Dogg got you drunk.
You ain't lying. The ethnic demise or disperse, whatever how you want to use it.
Here's my thing about if you want to get into it. So my heroes. So I had the first poster I ever had in my life that hung in my room. Sorry, 9%. I had this.
What the fuck?
I had this poster of Martin Luther King. Okay, and I was in a town of all white people, right?
Oh shit!
And it was Martin Luther King, and the quote said, "True peace is not merely the true peace is not merely the absence of tension, but the presence of justice."
Mhm.
Over Martin Luther King thing, right? And the next poster I got was Michael Jordan, and the next poster I got was Scottie Pippen, and then so
then they hang your ass.
well, so I mean, like, so if you look at let's look at the culture of cool, right? It's every single fucking person. Bless you.
Thank you.
Allergic to whiteness. Every single fucking person that has been worth a shit, in my opinion, in the last fucking 40 years, has 90% of them have been black people, right? And anyone that's even come before that. So let's talk about the Beatles. The Beatles had influence by Chuck Berry. Like that, the Rolling Stones, 99% of their shit that they stole from fucking black people. Like, so, like,
well, I'm not even getting on that aspect.
Yep.
I'm not just talking about like I'm saying like
no one would trade. I would never trade shoes with you.
yeah, like this.
No.
Everybody loved the music culture and all that. They copy the dance, all that, which is fine because majority of black folks, we are not racist. And then they say them, no, we're not. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of black people have anger and malice, and the reason why a lot of black people have it because there's certain people who we thought, like, I'm not gonna put the names up there. Just recently, there's people who I thought that was not intentions with the race or have a racist heart,
Sure.
or just have a dislike or disusage,
Right. Yeah.
for people of
I'm
color.
with you. Yeah.
So you cannot dismantle the old time way because a lot of times you see now, especially in the last 3 years, Make America Great Again has been not good for people of color.
Well,
I'm just saying, people like Trump threw paper towels at the Puerto Ricans when they had a fucking damn near a tsunami after the hurricane.
sure.
Fucked up. He
Yeah.
threw the paper towels at them.
Also, though, if you look economically, things were better for people of color across the board when he was in office.
Okay, how
Economically.
economics? Okay,
So let's talk about the rising tide lifts all boats, right?
yeah.
So right now, with inflation at a sky high rate,
And I'm not a Joe Biden fan. Either.
no, me either. Yeah, obviously. I do support our friends that are mentally retarded, but Joe Biden, I do not support. He's not in our group. That guy is. So the policies that guy put in place made us dependent on other countries, devalue the dollar to the point where, let's say, for example, that the welfare that the disadvantaged communities are getting,
Yeah.
for every dollar that those communities are getting now, it's worth 60 cents versus when Republicans were in office, it was worth $1.25.
Okay, but the thing is, they are both working together.
Oh,
Neither party is helping either side.
And I want, and
That's the donkey.
You're 100% right.
And
They're all the same team. They're all the same team.
Yeah, because
All
back in the day, in the late 1800s, 1800s, and early 19, Republicans was full of black folk.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not against black. I mean, we're not against Republicans. What we against is now the side has switched, and it ain't got nothing to do with the parties. What it is now is you playing the sneak game because, okay, well, I'm going to sneak this on this rug by doing this before we can get the votes and still get what they're trying to pass.
I have a weird take on this. I think that the strength of the Democratic Party is by saying that these people don't care about you, so you should vote for us.
That's both sides how they play.
Yeah. So they expand government, right?
Yeah.
The government gets bigger. Who pays for the government?
We do.
We do.
Yeah.
So the money, the dollar, gets stretched thinner because of a bigger government,
Yeah.
right?
That's what Caesar said. Well, Caesar III said, Marcus Aurelius, that the power should be in the hands of the people.
Yeah, us.
Because if one man making all the decisions, there is always going to have a bias
Yes.
behind
Yes.
the momentum.
Yes.
So we're not gaining equivalency equally. We gaining separation because there's going to always be a certain amount of people who's going to side with one side,
Sure, of course.
and side with the other.
And and let's say right now, I would say right now, if you were to say there's a straight line down the country, right?
Yeah.
Right. And we want autonomous freedom or reliance on the government. I think more people are for their own personal freedoms now than relying on the government.
Yeah. Well, I would say this. I'm going to speak like this. It ain't about racism. It's about 100% accountability.
Why should first of all, why should black people, I don't mean to step on you. Why should black people trust the government at all? They shouldn't.
Listen,
They shouldn't, right? Period.
The thing is, I ain't gonna say trust. We want our foot. I ain't gonna say we want. We are in office, but the thing is, it's like
You don't get shit from that.
no, because we still. If you look around 50 states, the only state, the few states that we have the vast majority of black folks. How many banks do we own? How many schools do we control? Do we have a hospital? Just like Oklahoma, the Black Wall Street.
Yep.
They blew up a whole community.
Who did that?
I'm not gonna say
Democrats.
No.
Look it up.
No.
Look it up.
No.
Look it up.
No. I'm gonna say both sides is in on this one
Okay.
because they was losing money. You have a vast black folks make all the money for the pot for everything.
Yeah.
Clothes, cars, anything fancy.
So do you know Thomas Sowell or whatever his name is?
Mm-mm.
He's a black dude. He's an economist, and he always talks about pre-segregation black communities.
Yes.
And at that time, and again, there's a lot of fuckery because if you look at stats over time with families, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every guy, and this is a fucking Republican fucking crutch they lean on all the time. They say, well, the problem is that the black community, that there's no dads in the house.
Well, they made it that way.
Who did?
The government.
Right.
Once they took all the factory jobs out, took all the programs how to become carpentry, become a welder, or become a
and the Crime Act that
construction worker, all that.
The Crime Act that Biden put together put 98%. It was 98% black people, 2% white people, because of the thing that Biden put together. His bill that he wrote, that he stands by. So you have that guy in office. His vice president in California was keeping black people incarcerated so they could work for California. And she even withheld evidence to get most of those people free.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in fucking anything with the government. So
No.
what am I?
Well,
What am
we knew that about Camilla Harris. We're gonna put a name out there.
that
Camilla
bitch-
Harris claimed black. She put it well. She don't claim black. What happened? The voting registrar, whoever pushing her out there to
Mhm.
become vice president, well, you need to show the black community or the people of color, you're people of color, which she does not claim. She claimed the white side. She claimed the Indian side. And if anybody who
but she's a person of color, which to me unfairly puts her in your, like, if we had this table split, she's more in your
no. Have you ever seen? Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody talk about Chinese and whatever with whoever else.
Sure.
Have you ever seen an Indian interact with a black person?
Oh, they don't like you
No.
at all.
And their skin is just as dark as mine.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. The whole
They
thing's
do,
fucked.
yeah, but they
My-
don't mind going to Africa for resources.
Yeah, of
They
course.
don't mind coming to the United States for economic resources because they know
Yeah.
black people going to buy the hair.
Yeah.
That they do because they in India they do a ritual with
Yeah.
certain tribes or certain I can't think of the name where they cut the hair off.
Yep.
And they make money. They send it over here and they
Mhm.
make money off the shit.
The problem to me is if you're in love with one, and I see this with people I genuinely love, and I'm friends with people from all sides, right?
I know you from the East Coast.
Yeah. And even here, like what I was,
You ain't drinking this one.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Shut the hell up.
So for my birthday, I was going to go golfing, ended up just being out at the lake with a couple people, and we're all hanging out, waiting for the storms to pass and shit. And my friend he's a union rep, right?
Ooh, in New York?
Here, he's a union rep, and I love the guy. Politically, we couldn't be further fucking off because I'm like, fuck that, work hard, do your shit, don't rely on anybody else, that kind of shit, right?
Mhm.
And we're talking about some other shit, and I had to like stop him and be like, because I what I was saying sounded very Republican,
Yeah.
but I had to stop. I stopped myself, and I was like, hey, I want you to know, I hate the fucking government. I think that people that live inside of the country should be able to pursue their own freedom. They should be able to do what they want and not have every fucking dude. My taxes for my little business here went up like 90%.
Yo, taxes?
Yeah, here.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
So what's the first thing that I'm going to do? The
Yeah.
first thing I'm going to do, so if my taxes go up this much, I'm going to look to have my company not be here.
Yeah.
Because what do I get?
Nothing.
Nothing. Our property taxes go up. Roads are still shit.
Yeah.
Schools are still shit.
Yeah.
The bigger the government is, the worse the population is. And what happens to the impoverished communities, and this is predominantly black, let's just say, is that they train the people to live off the government and
Yes.
not get away from it.
Yes.
And that fucks everyone up.
Yes. Because the whole
I think I just made you a Republican.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, listen,
I'm just
I would been against this shit all my whole life. But the thing is, when you don't know, you don't do better.
No.
And I've been saying this all the time. And when the government started passing out food stamps before, I think it was like before the 1970s, back in the 60s, there was no food stamps.
No.
Because you know why? My grandfather worked in a factory
Mhm.
and he was almost to retirement,
Mhm.
probably within 10, maybe 15
Mm-hmm.
years. So, I have other family members who worked for industrial parks and policemen. They were so close to retirement, they didn't have to worry about that. But what happened is, in the melanated community, black community, you took the father out who was making money, take care of the family,
Mhm.
change the dynamic. Now you got the woman in charge.
Yep.
Now women are now empowered because You gave the empowerment to them. Now, if a man says something in the home,
Yep.
whether he's working or not, especially if he lost a job, he don't have a foot to stand on.
Mm-hmm.
So now what you have a demonic rebate. Because everything now is about to become devilish.
And they talk about as well, like, so let's say segregation happened at the same time, but also it became 2-income houses.
Yeah.
So like they wanted to double the tax base as well. So if you go to work every day, I go to work every day, work at the same spot, and maybe unfairly I make a little bit more than you do, right? Maybe unfairly, right? Because I'm not going to say that there's not racism in that shit, right?
Yeah.
But you and I go to work. We got our lunch pails every fucking day.
Yeah.
I make $17 an hour. You make $15 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But we can own our own house that we bought for $10,000. We can pay our mortgage. We can pay our light bill, all that kind of shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then some shit changes. The progressive women's shit, when you should be also allowed to go work.
Yeah.
That was a marketing campaign as well to get, and I believe that women should work. I believe that my wife is way smarter than fucking I am. She's a fucking doctor. I'm a moron.
Damn.
Okay. I'm a legit moron.
Damn.
But what they wanted to do was they wanted to get 2 people out of the house. And so you take tax base, 1, turn into 2. You get more money. So we've paid more money in taxes this year, the last 2 years, than any time ever in the United States.
Yeah.
And the country has less money. How the fuck is that possible?
Yeah.
It's because the government got too fucking big. So
or they stealing money.
That's all they're doing, man. And my dumb ass, and I'm a fucking moron. And I'm sure every time I put a podcast up, I get comments back. Because we get, like, right now we have 0 people watching, but like we get thousands of downloads. So I'll get like all these emails. And it's so funny to see, like, everyone will just be like, you don't see it this way. You don't see it. I really believe the strength of America is a small government.
Yes.
And not a big government. And in my dumbass opinion, and again, if you download this, I don't care if you're in Germany, because we have a fuckload of downloads in Germany. If you're in Germany and you message me, I don't know the difference. All I know is that, to me, from a simpleton standpoint, Republicans want a small government, and then they want states to actually make the decisions for the people who live in the states.
Yeah.
Democrats want a really big government. And why is that? It's fucking money laundering, dude.
Well, half the people who's on the Democrat or Republican side switch.
They're all shit.
Yeah, they switch
Yeah.
due to industries.
Dude, all the people that were in charge of the fucking the COVID vaccine stuff, they all have public sector jobs now.
They're stupid. But I can't even think of it. It's the industries and one more. There's only 2, but they got the main control of medicine. You just said the next thing. I'm so glad you said that, because I sure can get this shit out.
It sucks, man.
No, it don't suck. We allow it to happen. It only sucks because we don't do nothing about it. We can do something about it.
Well, and so let's go back to muscle memory. You go back to the muscle memory. So my wife, for the longest time, she grew up pretty poor.
Mm-hmm.
Her parents always voted Democrat. And so for the longest time, and it's not a Democrat Republican thing, but like, it's most people that grow up, a lot of the black community votes Democrat because they vote Democrat. For real. A lot of the poor community, same, and I grew up poor, like super poor.
Yeah.
Same thing. I really do believe, hopefully, that the next focus of, let's say, the next 10 or 15 years, we get to this point where we realize the government is fucking terrifying.
But I mean, everybody is in trouble because we all allow it.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You're good.
And that's even with the church exempts. You let the government come in. There should be a separation between church and state.
Mm-hmm.
that separation should have never been lifted. Should always
Oh, dude, it's bad. It's bad on the Republican side. Oh my fucking God, it's bad.
they always have their hand in whatever the church is doing.
Yeah.
Now I just saw, and this is, I think we talked about this not too long ago. The church in England is now being forced to teach the LGBTQ shit and without reprobate. And this is like you didn't talk to these folks in 2,000-3,000 years. That was wrong.
Well, so
And now you want to change it?
So if you driving out towards Marion, there's these big signs, right? It's like, take race out of religion, all this kind of shit, right? And at the time, my daughter was just about learning how to read, and so for the first time ever, I'm driving down and not worrying about billboards or whatever. And she's like, well, what does that mean? Like, when you die, you're going to see, and then God is like underlined and red and shit. And I was like, well, and I'm not a church guy, and I know you are, and I love you. But I was like, well, what do you think that means? And I'm a marketing guy. Okay. And she's like, well, I think it's right because like when you die, you're going to see God. I said, sure. But let's pretend that the people that put out that billboard are a business.
Right.
And they are.
To some extent.
Yeah. They need people to come in, need people to donate, and the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be that they want you to be driving down the road and they want you to go, I haven't been in church in a long time, and I am middle-aged, I'm 80, I'm this and that, I'm sick, I've cancer, whatever it is. I should go and reinvest my time into God, religion, the whole thing, and be able to donate. To me, it's a scare tactic. And it could be a very true statement, right? So nobody rents a billboard without some actionable process behind it. Nobody does. Because Jesus himself isn't paying for the fucking billboard. It's the church or it's the organization. Everybody needs donations. The only reason why Roman Catholic churches right now are putting up the rainbow flags and all that kind of shit, because if you read the Bible, it is fucking against it altogether. Now, I do believe that there's people that are gay or trans or whatever, or the plus or Q or the whatever the fuck it is, that they do believe in God. Yeah. They should have the ability to go to a church and fucking feel whatever you feel when you go to church. I don't feel it, but whatever you feel. But the letter of the law, if it's God's house and the Bibles that are written by God are against everything they stand for. It's a business decision for churches to go and flip that script. I really do believe that. Because if you look at the European belief in God is at like 23%. Your American belief in God is at like 68%. And it's rapidly declining.
But I'm going to tell you this.
Should a church be accepting of all people? I believe it should.
It's not about being accepted. It's about coming and learning and collaborating on what you hear, first off, what you see, then what you hear. Because you should be actually reading the book before you go to church.
Yeah.
Well, when you go to church, you need to be fact checking. But
here's the problem, though. So the Bible was written when? So Jesus died
about 1,000 years. I think about 1,000 years after Jesus died.
After he died, right? I can't tell you what we talked about last Thursday. So, like, I think the problem with the Word of God, if there was such a thing, right? So from year zero, right? Mm-hmm. So from year -5, right? So Jesus is alive for 5 more years. All those teachings, all that shit, right? I really do believe that there's a massive corruption once it gets handed over to people. Because if you look at one of my favorite quotes, and I think Rogan says this all the time, is like, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Mm-hmm. the second you have that stick and you got the power stick, you're like, confession is never part of the Bible.
Listen, and I'm gonna say this, and I know there's probably a lot of Catholic people. The Catholic Church is probably one of the worst churches.
Yeah. You know why? So historically, it was powered by the Habsburgs out of Germany.
Mhm.
Okay. They are the people that funded the insurrection.
Damn.
Yeah. So they thought that if you spread Christianity, you spread control.
Well, but I would say Constantine was your stopping.
Yeah.
Because Constantine had his hand
Yeah. So,
in it.
so I'm a fan. I'm a fan of history, but
But you know, Africans, we are not religious people.
yeah,
We're spiritual people. And like the Arcadia rhythm and so forth, like certain parts of the day, you eat all that. And I ain't gonna get into that because a lot of people are like, oh, you know, it's just that. No, you back in the day. What's wrong?
No.
Oh, back in the day, people was more inhabitable to the truth due to life events.
they're in touch with the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just like you, if you tell me, okay, don't you come around the corner doing 80 miles an hour,
Mhm.
what's gonna happen is the car's gonna hydroplane,
Sure.
hit off, whatever.
Right.
Okay. How you know? Well, I did it. I luckily survived
Experience.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I take
Yeah.
the Bible, the Quran, the Torah. This is our life experiences.
So the Bible's a bunch of stories that were passed down over time. So there's something also called the Epic of Gilgamesh, which talks about a massive flood.
Yeah.
So the Epic of Gilgamesh became the Noah's Ark
Right.
thing, right? And it's all about occurrences, right? So it's all about things that are passed over time. And I love the ability for the Bible to put things into context.
Yeah.
But to me, if let's say, for example, that in a weird history of events, lightning strikes and you're Jesus, right?
Mhm.
And everything that you told me a week ago, I need to remember and fucking write down. There's no fucking way.
Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now. You can't pay me not to say that. There's a lot of stuff I question, and I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of stuff I question. The Most High, I don't know, but if I did, this would have proved it. The shit in Brazil. Did you see Brazil a couple months ago? Lightning struck the big cross
Oh yeah.
twice.
Mm.
Well, in Brazil, they was mocking the
Oh, I did see that. Yeah,
The
yeah,
Christmas-
yeah.
and listen, and if anybody know demographics, I want to paint this picture. Brazil is not a place that is directly covered around of water like Hawaii
I'm listening. I gotta piss so bad.
Go ahead. or Puerto Rico. Brazil is a nice ass country. For certain parts of the place of Brazil to be flooded, that's powerful. And at the time they was mocking, the whole crucifix. I don't know how to what extent, but they was mocking it without saying they was, and it wasn't good. But yeah, lightning hit that cross twice, and within hours it was flooding. You believe what you want to believe. You believe what you want to believe. There is a high power, and he is for real.
Hold on, wait. I have a question.
Go ahead. Well, you pissing, but wash your hands before you come out.
What if the Arcadian rhythm is how people are when they all get together, and that's what church is?
Listen, well, it's supposed to be. Well, he had a good question. He said, "What's the Arcadian rhythm? Is like what church is." Well, the thing is, where it could be just a few. It don't need a lot. Where it says 2 or 3 is gathered in my name, let it be humbled in the midst. So it don't take a crowd of people to make a show. Period. But if you look at what's going on today. Most people who's in the crowd, let's say this Travis Scott concert, more people died in the Travis Scott concert than any church or spiritual setting that I'm going to say that I know of. Travis Scott concert caused a lot of people to die.
Well, here's the thing. So let me ask you this question. I love people that believe in religion, and I think that a lot of times it gets put under one hat, right? So if you believe in God or if you don't believe in God. So if you believe in God, you're under the hat. If you don't believe in God, you're over here, right? Is that fair?
Well, depends. Well, it's no. I'm not going to say that. It depends. Separation comes from the belief of the religious paths, like Muslim, Christianity.
They're all but they're all the same story. They're all the same story.
Yeah, yes. Until you get to certain ones. Certain
Sure.
ones don't have Buddhism, don't have Judaism. It's similar, but it's not.
I mean, Jesus was Jewish. Jesus was Jewish.
But I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying. Just
Yeah.
the out.
So
the outlook.
most of the stories and the teachings are all the same across everything.
Yeah,
except like
it's
Native
similar.
American are a little bit different. But what I do believe is that if you get a bunch of people together,
Yeah.
I don't care if we're at let's say we're not at Travis Scott's concert, but like if you get a bunch of people together and you all celebrate the fact that you're there, like when I watch you play drums for church,
Mhm.
right? And I hear the fucking organs, I hear people singing and stuff like that. I'm like, and I don't believe in religion at all because I study the history of how people manipulate everything, fairly or
All the
unfairly.
time.
Fairly or unfairly. I'm a skeptical hippo on that shit. I'm like, but I do believe that when you get a bunch of people together and they believe something, that's where you get people that fucking change shit. Or you go to a place where you go to a comedy show. Even if you don't believe in everything the guy's saying, you leave there buzzing because it was a bunch of people that felt something. And I think there's a lot to be said about that Arcadian rhythm shit.
Frequency.
That to me is where that to me is the backbone of what religion is. So take God, take Jesus, take Yahweh, take Buddha, take Muhammad, take all those people out of it. It is a frequency that people have and people project when you get together that amplifies. Now, the words are fucked. Like Noah, dude, Tanya used to have this Bible. I never read the Bible ever, but Tanya had this Bible in her apartment in Charlotte next to the toilet. Okay. And I take long shits because I'm really good at it. I'm really good at it. Have a drink.
Hell no. That shit got me fucked up.
You're fine.
I drank a bottle and that.
You showed up fucked up.
Shut the fuck up.
So how old was Noah when he built the ark?
Oh shit.
434 years old.
It was no 400.
Yeah.
Was he no.
434 years old when he built the ark.
I gotta read that again. Yeah,
I'll look it up right now.
Please pull that up.
All right.
No.
I'm dyslexic, but he's old as fuck. How old was Noah when the flood came? How about we do that? 600 years old.
Damn.
So if you tell me that is the fucking word of God,
Is that by years? Is that by
he wasn't a dog. So
oh no, I'm just saying, like, damn.
Yeah.
I missed that part.
yeah. So I don't believe that that's true.
He died 100 at 9. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna tell you why I do believe that. Because I read,
Yeah. Genesis 9:28-29.
yeah, they showed a lot of scrolls.
Mhm.
And they showed a lot of stuff that they've been denying for years. When I was a
Are you
kid.
talking about Dead Sea Scrolls?
I don't
Okay.
I can't think. When I look it up, I'll
Sure.
talk about it later.
Yeah.
But
I love this. Like,
Just
I don't
about a
care if we
week
ever even
ago.
publish this podcast. I love talking about religion. I really do. I love it.
about a year ago, a week or so ago, I saw how they had scrolls where they would say, well, giants didn't exist.
Yeah, dude.
different, like
Yeah, yeah.
the Nephilim, all that. They were saying all this shit was not real.
Yep.
And now they seeing shit come out the ground that's fucking them up, like this, and like in Russia. Russia just found the angel, between 12 and 16 feet fucking tall?
Yeah. So there's this thing called the Gigantopithecus as well.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, which they're saying is probably Bigfoot, but there's also been like actual like skeletons pulled out of some mounds and shit like that, where people are like 11 feet tall and shit,
Yeah,
like in America.
yeah. And it's in Africa, America,
Yeah, Asia.
Asia,
Mhm.
The Netherlands, New
Mhm.
Zealand. There's a few more, and it was one Russia. Russia just found the statue. It looks like a statue been buried under mud.
Permafrost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's in perfect condition. My man was like damn near 5'10", and he's standing next to the damn statue, and the statue is on his knees.
Yeah.
And if he's standing up, he's gonna be about at least 16, 17 feet tall.
I had this idea for a book one time, and it came. So when I was in 10th grade, I was obsessed with this girl named Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
Just beautiful. She was a senior. She was like cooler than anyone. And you want a beer or anything?
No.
Okay.
Good.
And for some reason, she took a shine into me.
Give me some of that brown. That brown swagger.
I'll water it down for you.
Oh shit! No, I want no damn watered down
Okay.
liquor.
No water. All right.
Yes, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So this girl is talking to me on my phone, like one of the phones that are plugged into the fucking wall and shit.
What the fuck,
What? Oh shit.
Chris?
What?
Go ahead.
Okay. What did I do?
That motherfucker. No, don't you don't.
right.
No, you don't.
Notre Dame. So this girl Aurora is talking to me, and she goes, I think that is going to be really fucked up to think. I think it's foolish to think that what's happening now is the only time in this world that's happened. So the Earth is 3.6 billion years old. Okay. Dinosaurs were extinct 260 million years ago. The first instance of humans at the time when we were talking was like 5,000 years ago. Now it's all the way down to like 250,000 years ago. Okay. So
Damn, that's a lot.
So yeah. So if we can build this in the last 12,500 years ago, right? We can make fucking TVs and all this other shit, right? They might have had 200,000 years. We've been around for 12,500 or whatever, 260,000 years ago. They might have had millions of years to go and build different things, right? So then you think about the pyramids, how they moved all the blocks and all that kind of shit, right? So her weird thing, and I'll tell you why I maybe want to write a book about it. She seems to think, she thought at the time, and again, she's a senior in high school. I'm in fucking 10th grade.
Damn.
We're talking on the phone. She goes, I think that the world basically gets to a point and then something happens and it starts again. Starts again.
Yes, I do believe that too.
So so everything we know about the like Jesus and all the stuff, all the things, the apostles, the book and Noah and the ark and all that, like, and all the hearsay in the books and Gilgamesh and the flood and the whole thing, like, that's just in this one segment of a small page in the chapter of what the world is, and that's 4.6 billion fucking years old, right? She goes, I think that it starts over again. I think it starts over again. And so I had this idea for a story for a book, right? Here's my story for a book, and I'm sure someone's going to steal it because the last time I fucking talked about any goddamn thing.
Well, don't you do it? Don't tell.
Whatever. So I had this idea that this guy is he buys this house, and he's I told you I'd run through ice for you.
Mm-mm.
He buys this house, and he wants to put another foundation down for a basement in his house. He wants to expand his house out. So he starts digging this. He uses bulldozer to trench it out, and he starts to like refine the edges before the concrete gets poured. And he hits this fucking shaft,
Damn.
and he takes a bulldozer, digs it back, and finds this compartment. So he pulls over the compartment. He goes down inside this fucking shaft that did not exist on any property records. He's pretty far down, and he finds a journal. And in the journal, it's actually a depiction of the end of times for a civilization that happened before
We got here.
we got here.
So
And-
that's the spreading the ice wall they've been talking about in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Because they found two civilizations, one under the sea, one under the sea, one above the sea,
Yeah.
which is located in Antarctica. And I didn't know that the ice in Antarctica was that fucking thick.
Oh, dude,
Like,
it's
it's-
miles down.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that shit.
They'll go down 4 miles and pull up ferns.
That's
It
crazy.
used to be a rainforest. So
what?
yeah, so the pyramids, right, are all fucked up. It used to be limestone.
What?
It used to be limestone. So the Sphinx with all the nose that fell off and all that shit that we know, they say that that's from. So geologists are getting out there now, and a lot of geologists that have been decredited for years and years and years because the Sphinx was made 2,500 years ago.
Mm.
They say that the actual issue with the Sphinx and why it's disfigured and why the nose fell off the Sphinx is because of rain in a desert.
What?
Yeah.
Well, back in the old times, the rain it goes back due to the flood.
So Egypt, so Giza used to be a very fertile plain with
Yes.
vegetation, with the Euphrates River.
Yes.
You got all like it used to be an actual rainforest there.
yeah.
The
That's how
erosion.
that's how they get the crops.
Yeah.
But the crazy part is the Bible talks about that too. When Moses, when you get the people free,
Mhm.
when the locusts came,
Mhm.
remember, locusts only come unless it's vegetation.
Right.
And without vegetation, sand ain't gonna do shit for a locust.
I did see something. I did see something very funny that I was going to send to you because I didn't send it to you because I know you're religious and
You can send it to
Okay.
me. Listen,
Yeah.
nothing's not going to change. Listen, nothing's going to change my mind.
no, dude, I love people that have belief.
Yeah, but the thing
I'm
is,
jealous of your belief.
I'm not going to push it on you, but I know firsthand. And this is what I can say to you. And the way you work hard with your business
Yes,
and
sir.
all that shit,
Mhm.
it goes hand in hand. How everybody should be working on. Okay, since I can do this, I need to believe in this.
Mhm.
Belief is not bad.
No, I have absolute belief.
We have worse decisions than belief.
Yeah.
Belief is just an option
Yeah.
to say, hey, instead of saying I'm gonna do this, I choose to do this.
Right.
That's all belief is.
So I saw this thing. It was like, how did a motherfucker in the Middle East, that's where like both of them is, meet someone named John Paul, like
Damn.
all the apostles? I'm like, holy fuck.
Well, yeah. The
You-
Middle East was actually African descent. Now we
Yep. Oh, yeah.
we can. Now,
Jesus was
this
black.
is what people don't talk about.
Jesus was black.
Before the Persian Empire,
Mm-hmm.
the Persian Empire came after
Mhm.
the death of the Lord. and
You
Savior.
know that I have all black nativity scene.
What?
Yeah, I do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So my
Nobody
mom,
knows what I'm talking about.
my mom every year puts out. So I purposely I believe Jesus is black.
The skin of hair of wool.
Yeah.
Skin of bronze.
Yeah. So we at my mom's house
Mhm.
in the middle of nowhere, New York. 99.9% white community.
Mhm.
We have an all black nativity scene.
There wasn't even a search word of black back
No.
in the days.
No.
It was either bronze.
Yeah.
Due to the element.
They didn't see people like me.
Yeah. Well, everybody was. Well, we didn't get into that. Black didn't come until you had the separation of nations.
Mhm.
When everybody started spreading out, the further they went, It's what the skin of bronze.
And the Habsburgs
The
from fucking Germany.
Yeah.
And
Just
dude,
went. It got fucking crazy.
well, if there's a King Edward's Bible, right? Or
Yeah,
whatever, right?
King James.
King James Bible. He rewrote the fucking Bible.
It's English.
He rewrote it.
People don't even know that King James is actually English.
Yeah.
Which England, England is this. I have no problem with England, but England is
All white, motherfucker.
Yeah, listen, if you go to England, there's a lot of racism in England, just like United States. Nobody never talks about it. Nobody ever brings it up.
I mean, if we're being fair, I would love it if you were like a black English guy.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't replace you, but
Chris, I gotta go talk to my mama. No.
Lord of mercy. I don't know.
I'm not about this.
No, but I do. I think that there's a lot of fuckery in the underneath the guise of religion. That's all. And that's how you see like motherfuckers like,
Ooh.
I'm sorry, dude. I drank almost the whole bottle. I'm a trained athlete. You don't have to drink it.
Damn. Ooh.
You okay?
Hell no.
You about to see Jesus.
Man, that shit burnt the esophagus out my throat.
I hope when I get to I probably won't get to heaven, but
Damn. That shit. Ooh wee.
that's good for you.
Hell no. It's good just like he said it's good for me, but just like Pepsi AC. What's the AD or AC? Pepsi. What's
So-
the AD?
Yes,
That shit crazy.
sure. We are talking about religion. So if you welcome to the God Hour, if you want to talk about God. No, it's kind of funny when you look at different cultures and shit like that. I had the courtesy to fucking hit the side of it, but he's just going right for the water. Huge dick. No, I love religion. I love people that believe in religion. I love people that are religious. I love it. It's my favorite. And it's not because I'm not. I'm just not. But I'm a fan of history. I love I'm very jealous of people that have this like absolute belief in things. My God, I wish I had that. I wish I did. I just don't get how, like, you know, Catholicism, sure. We get a couple guys that wear a bathrobe and molest kids and magically they go to a different part of the country. Whatever. What? No, I'm just saying, like, it's kind of weird how it works, you know? Oh, you in trouble? All right. Well, we can dump out here.
Well, folks, I'm gonna see you next week. But we're gonna continue this topic on hard work and appreciating measures. I said measures. Because this is gonna get deep. He's a hard worker. He ain't got bit by religion, but people have a one-track mind, and that one-track mind, if it's not about me, it's not about mine, I'm not helping. And I'm not gonna say that I'm not putting my family first, because I'm going to put my family first. But if you have help, don't use up your secondary what's it called? Your secondary line and use it up. And when you already have first line help, don't use people. Don't take advantage of people. If you can help them in one way, let them help you in another.
Well, I think also, like, to tie in the religion side of it, like, that's kind of godly, right? So if you do your part and you help other people, you're being godly.
But you have to know there's a lot of people. You be nice, be courteous to people, but you have to know and have the discernment. You have that third eye. The pineal gland kicks in. People don't understand what that is. You got to understand.
And that's not a Christian thing.
What?
That's a pagan thing.
Pineal gland is a black. No, that's a black. That is a Negro thing. Let me tell you right now. The pineal gland is when it comes to spirituality.
And that's Egyptian. That's Egyptian.
Conscious. When you hear people talk, you can tell when somebody's on bullshit. If somebody walk up to your car
and say, "I'm gonna wash your car for $10," and he walk up and he's wearing Jordans,
Mhm.
you know this man is not fucking. I'm talking about new Jordan, not they not talking and ran the fuck over. I'm talking about he got on nice shoes.
No, that's intuition, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's your third eye.
Yeah.
Because none of the time, like, well, you know what? He might still not have money, but if you homeless, you should not be buying $250.
You know, I kiss my daughter every night when I tuck her in.
Mhm.
Third eye.
Mhm. Yeah.
We want to make sure it's clean.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, they want to keep this closed because if you see what people or things is actually doing,
No, open it up.
you won't be open.
Yeah.
Drunkenness will keep it closed. Being
Uh-huh.
high will keep it closed. Terrible food will keep it closed. It's because your brain is 90% water, and a lot of people don't even drink water like that, and that's why dementia. What's the other one? Dementia. Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's, yeah.
It kicks in because your brain is losing cells. You don't. You got,
Oh,
you gotta
dude.
be Plymouth
So
Survivor.
they put me on this fucking medicine,
Uh-oh.
and I think there's a direct correlation between cholesterol medication and dementia. Because I think so cholesterol medication, they put me on it for a little bit, and I took myself off of it. It takes all the fat
Mhm.
out of your blood, right?
Mhm.
Because we got too much.
Collagen.
Yeah, too much shit. But that shit's running through. So your brain needs fat to run.
Yeah.
Your brain needs carbs to run,
Yeah.
right? So you get all these people that they have high cholesterol,
Yeah.
and then they put you on the shit, and then your brain doesn't get the shit it needs, and then all of a sudden you start losing your mind.
Yeah.
I wish, I really do want to run a graph of the cholesterol medication and the instances of dementia, increased dementia. I bet you it is like, it's easy to find a correlation with everything, sure, but I bet you that it's goddamn close. I bet you the graph of dementia and cholesterol medication is somewhere close to it. I really do. So I started taking the shit. My feet start hurting.
Oh,
My
damn.
feet went numb.
Damn.
Fucking knuckles hurt. And I felt really stupid.
No.
Fuck that.
That's wrong.
That means inflammation.
Dude, I'm inflamed like a mug.
Listen, but you know how you can deflame yourself.
Alkaline. I know.
Did you look it up?
No, you tell me all the time, and I trust you. I drink.
Boil
I
your
put
water.
water in my lemon.
Boy, listen. Well
Lemon-
water is the best water.
You can ever drink well water.
Most third world countries have water to come out the rock.
Well, most
It come on the ground.
Out the rock, and due to the heat index, due to the coolness from the water and the naturalism, because
You can heat a rock up all day.
a rock is not going to stay hot. You can heat it up. Once you take the fire off of it, it's going to instantly cool.
Mhm.
So that changed the element of room temperature and the boiling point of water.
Mhm.
So if you got hot rock, say you got fire, as long as the fire underneath it is going to be heated. Once the fire leave, it's going to be cool.
So that's the good thing about natural element.
I think it's kind of funny. You said so many things today. I love you. I believe that if we were to bake down religion to people experiencing things together and being happy
Mhm.
about it, that's God,
Yeah.
right?
Muslims and Christianity used to praise and pray together all the time.
Sure.
In Jerusalem.
Sure. I think if you take like modern health, right? So the first thing they want to do is they want to strip all the elements out of water. It's
Yeah.
filtered water.
Yeah.
People get sicker.
Because you know what? Because all the impurities we put in.
They're taking all the shit, all the good shit out.
If you drink water and it's natural, and this one thing with chlorocyanide or chlorothiazide, whatever the fuck it's called. They put it in the water. You put all this fucking chlorine in the water.
Mhm.
Now swimming, I can see.
Now you want to kill certain whatever, but all that's due to
personal health.
Mhm.
When you don't wash your ass or you don't clean yourself,
like back in olden days, they didn't have all these fucking STDs.
Mm-mm.
And they didn't have soap, natural soap. They didn't have all this, that, and third.
No.
They had natural, whatever. I could even get the end go on there, but natural had naturalism in whatever the fuck they did, food, water,
Yeah.
whatever they did, and it was 100% authentic.
Yeah.
You're not going to see that shit anymore.
Well,
there's no money in saving people.
Well, no, I mean, so I saw this graphic not too long ago about it was like a water company, right? So it was like Nestle water or some shit, right?
Mhm.
And somebody said like they're a plastic company.
Mhm.
They're not a water company
Right.
because they get the water for free from the ground
Yeah.
and they put it into a plastic bottle.
Yeah. But the same
And then
thing,
you think you're being healthy because you're drinking a fucking
no. That's why
Water
I
out of
don't drink
plastic.
water. If I leave a water bottle in the car overnight,
no,
or especially
no, I throw it
sometime,
out. I do.
I don't drink it.
Yeah.
Because all the chemicals from the plastic is now soaked into the water,
Yeah.
even before then. But if you already had the bottle, it's made, water's cool. The coolness, you probably get some together. I mean, some combination of chemical, but heat don't do nothing but intensify and magnifies.
Mhm. And you get all the
Whatever's-
bad chemicals
yeah.
out of it. Yeah. Yeah.
So heat magnifies a lot of shit. On certain things, it kills certain things, but it magnifies certain things. If direct fire kills a lot of diseases, but if you don't have the nutrients from fruits or whatever the hell,
Yeah, I mean,
you're not
Louis Pasteur, like boiling fucking certain things to
yeah.
make shit edible, and there's no disease is one thing, but like I think there's a lot of truth in elemental, like taking in elements.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
And again-
Earth cleanses itself. If the Earth cleanses itself, and we've been here so long, it cleanses us and it cleanses itself too as well.
So broad stroke, overreaching of water companies
Mhm.
to give you water because it's healthy is actually worse than getting your water from the fucking tap.
Yeah.
It's actually worse.
Yeah.
Big government, Democrats. It's
He ain't gonna let this go.
it's actually worse.
He's not gonna let it go.
I'm gonna.
The Democrat shit.
He is gonna cuss y'all ass.
We
out.
want small government. Small government. I'll fix the potholes myself.
Damn.
All right, we'll get out of here.
That note, I'm gone.
Yeah,
Because they gonna listen, they gonna come and knock on this door. I ain't gonna be here.
fuck. Just, I'm gonna kill myself or
No, that's pretty